Thanks, Dylan. Good job. Hi. I'm a little embarrassed because I prepared a speech about education for TEDxLakeville, but I did not prepare a speech for accepting the award of worst dressed presenter. And so, kind of bummed about that. I should tell you a few things before I jump in. One is that I'm totally terrified right now. And if that takes my 5-minute speech and makes it 2.5 minutes, I apologize. 2, this is also past my bedtime. So that will temper how things go. When Mr. Just asked me to be a part of TEDxLakeville, hold on, I already messed up. When Mr. Just forced me to be a part of TEDxLakeville, I was pretty excited. I wrote a lot of speech ideas. I just assumed I'd be talking about pop culture in the 21st century. So I had lots of really good ideas like what show is better, Seinfeld or Arrested Development, how The Simpsons shaped my worldview, how music changed my life. We can go on and on. I wrote and rewrote and rewrote my top 5 favorite bands. I was pretty excited to talk to you guys about indie rock in the 90s. I was really excited to reference bands like Built to Spill, Guided by Voices, Pavement. I even referenced my favorite comedians and watched entire sets to try and pick out the one that I thought was the best, Louis C.K. or Dave Chappelle. But eventually I had to shift my focus. I know now that this conference is about technology, education, and politics. I tried to search for a unified topic, one that I thought would kind of take everything and put it together, but nothing really struck me. I tend to stay far away from politics, so I knew that was not my bag. And I do love technology, but only insofar as I'm more obsessed with the latest technology and glowing screens. So I ended up on education by default, but that's definitely not a bad thing. I've taught for 10 years. This is my actually 11th year in Lakeville. All of them have been here in District 194. I really love my job and I enjoy teaching it. I really like helping kids solve problems, and I really like giving them the skills to help them solve problems themselves. I'm at school every day at 6:30 this year, and every day I get home at 5:30 after coaching the best cross-country team in the state. And I still love it. It's long days, but I still love it. Every day is a challenge, but literally I love it. My job, however, has not gotten any easier. I still plan lessons just like I did 10 years ago. I still write worksheets, I still grade quizzes during my prep period, and I set up labs when I'm done with them. So I have this running joke with my students that I think I'm the best teacher that's ever lived, et cetera, et cetera. And I know that I'm not, but I'm pretty good. And so the question is, I thought we could land on was, how do we get more people who are, who love this job, like myself, and how do we get them into classrooms? I should tell you first how I got here. Very quickly, I loved high school. I was in student council, National Honor Society, track, cross country. I planned meetings, I did community service, I set up dances. I was basically a nerd. But I had amazing teachers who really inspired me. One thing that really made a difference in my life was a class that I took when I was a senior called Developmental Psychology, and the goal was to teach drug and alcohol prevention skills to 6th graders, and it only took me one time with my 12 6th graders to know that I was hooked on teaching. Not everyone, though, has an epiphany like I did when I was 18. So how do we get more people into classrooms, more qualified people into classrooms? The most obvious is probably money. We need to make education more enticing to the top third of candidates who are graduating from college. Right now, business or law, those candidates take business or law class or business or law jobs that pay tens of thousands of dollars more than becoming a teacher. In Singapore and South Korea, 2 countries known for having great educational systems, teachers often make more than engineers or lawyers. In a recent study by McKinsey & Company, they determined that to bring more qualified top third teachers into classes that need it, they'd have to raise the average starting salary from $39,000 to $65,000. Surely that would be no small amount for someone coming out of college to think about. Another thing that has to happen is there needs to be a change in public perception. Right now, teaching is kind of seen as a noble and service to the community job. Also, teachers are seen as, in public eye, as lazy, and they're sitting back on their union-protected jobs, teaching your kids poorly and getting away with it. And countries, again, like that are famous for their education, like Finland and South Korea, 100% of teachers that teach are from the top third of their class. In America, it's closer to 23%. and actually nearly half of the teachers come from the bottom third of their class, from graduating class in college. In those countries, you have to, they turn away hundreds of qualified individuals. And here in America, however, if you can afford the application fee and are willing to pay the tuition, then you can become a teacher. I was lucky. I knew I wanted to be a teacher before I started college. But what do we do for people who want to switch careers? And the average, I think Prof. Jarrett will tell you, the average person now switches careers about 6 or 7 times in their lives, which is a lot. So how do we make teaching more accessible to them? One thing that has been popular lately is alternative licensure programs. Right now in America, we have a really rigorous and time-intensive licensure program, which is great. We provide quality teachers who are ready to teach the first year and beyond in their classrooms. Alternative licensure programs are useful because they allow teachers or people who are maybe switching in to bypass that time that it takes and the money that it takes to become a teacher, especially if they're later in life. They don't want to invest all that time and money to do it. They're not necessarily endorsed by teacher unions, and I can understand why. Just because you're good at social studies or enjoy teaching social studies does not mean, no, back up. Just because you enjoy learning about social studies does not mean you're going to be a good teacher. We all want more well-qualified teachers in our classrooms to help educate our children. I like the idea of alternative licensure. I think that one thing we could do is pair those teachers coming in with mentors who are current teachers, and also give alternative licensure teachers the ability to take classes as a part of their program to help them kind of solidify their pedagogy and become better teachers. It's definitely a controversial idea, but I think it could work with some modifications. There's no easy answers for providing quality teachers in the classroom. It will take money, it's going to take a cultural shift, it's going to take a change in the licensure system. I think it's a goal worth fighting for, both for the future of my job and for the future of my children's education. Thank you.